My friends, welcome to the final day of Beef Hoof. Today, all will be revealed here in the Traya Academy on Malachor V. The Ebon Hawk has crashed. Our people have been scattered throughout the planet. Turns out that Aten and Handmaiden had beat us here, and they were going to confront Traya, or Darth Traya, I suppose as we should call her now. She defeated the Handmaiden, and Aten ran off into Sion, who somehow, I'm actually really surprised, we somehow managed to defeat Sion as Aten, who made his escape. And now Beef has a choice, at least according to the disembodied voice he heard in his head. Does he chase down Traya and Sion, or Darth Traya and Darth Sion, and go directly to them, ignoring all the others and letting his friends die, or do we support the squad? And I don't think necessarily one is more dark side than the other, but we've got to ask ourselves which is more Beef Hoof. And when you consider that Beef Hoof has gone all this way with the help of his friends, that he has manipulated them and molded them into the tools that he's needed, but maybe has actually gained an emotional connection to them as well, you know? Being a dark-sided doesn't mean you have to be some loveless, mindless idiot. Quite the opposite, I would say. That person attacked us with a red lightsaber, and then I looted it off him and it was green. Very curious. Quite the opposite, I would argue. You can still be an evil piece of shit and have evil piece of shit friends. I don't like the way Star Wars portrays that. I don't like the fact that every Sith Lord is comically evil and all betray one another and never need anyone else, and they just do a little bit of murder for fun. And I understand, it's the rule of two, it's Darth Bane. I know these things, okay? I know about Star Wars. The master must always be defeated by the apprentice. It's social Darwinism. It ensures that the Sith are becoming more powerful generation on generation, right? Because if the apprentice can't defeat the master, then clearly the apprentice isn't worthy of being the master. But that all kind of breaks down when you take into account the amount of Sith Lords that were killed in their sleep. And how many were poisoned and, you know, in the expanded universe, overwhelmed by that armor that were made of beetles. You can look that up. That happened. And then it all starts to fall apart a bit, doesn't it? Rule of two doesn't really work when they're, like, stabbing each other as they sleep. If anything, that's undoing all the good work they've done so far, but hey. Nice to see you all. Beef Hoof is now going to single-handedly rip apart a Sith Academy. Because that's the type of guy he is. Obviously, we're going to explore every last aspect of this Sith Academy. Can we interact with these? No? They're just lovely decorative pillars. Strange, you claim to be called Sith Assassins, and yet you're just stood in the middle of a corridor waiting for us. So I don't think you know what the word assassin means. Metal box. We're going to get some loot. Very lovely. A bunch of shit we can't use. I assume they're going to give us a workbench. Otherwise, all this loot is very pointless, isn't it? As I recall, the Traya Academy is, symmetrical. If I'm not mistaken. So we definitely should go back the other way. This is the prison, eh? Okay, I wonder if we'll find... Oh, so that leads out to the Traya Crescent. Okay. Traya Crescent. It's all the doors to the same place. How interesting. It did say on the map that this is the prison. Traya's prison. So I presume this is the way we're supposed to go if we want to save our friends. And I've decided I want Beef to save his friends. Whether or not you can really call them what they are, friends. You know, Beef is this manipulator. He's certainly bent them to his will. Maybe they're not friends, but maybe he still needs them. How's he supposed to rebuild an empire? How's he supposed to do what? I don't know what Beef's goals are after this is over. You know, what do you think he would do? Is he just out here to get vengeance? Is he going to take over? You know, is he going to... He's never really served the Sith or the Republic. He's been a bit of a free agent. And sure, he's been a bit evil. He's been very self-serving as he's done that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to immediately just run off and found his own Sith empire or anything. He might want to settle down. Buy a house, take out a mortgage for 40 years, and live his life. Maybe he wants to rebuild the Jedi, but like a better Jedi. It's all up to debate. It's all up to debate. It's all up to your interpretation, really. What I do know is get used to this lightning sound effect, because you're going to be hearing it a lot. There's a lot of rooms to clear. You know, I'm just going to bait them all together. We might as well take them all out in a couple of swoops, right? Come on. That's it. Gather round. Gather round, little fellas. Gather round. Beef Hoof's the type of guy that fights 10 Sith at once. Because otherwise, what's the point? God, this soundtrack is far too epic for what is housekeeping. Beef going around sweeping up. The Traya Proving Grounds. Interesting. I think we should go back in the other direction. I think the prison is the right place to go, right? Well, my interpretation is I think the prison is the right way to go, for sure. Because I think she's probably put Handmaiden in the prison. Or Brianna. Sorry, we know her name now. We should use it. Somebody in the comments pointed that out. They're like, that's the most normal Star Wars name. Luke is pretty normal. Luke is a very, very normal standard name. Brianna's also a very normal standard name. Very normal. It is quite funny, though, because this game is full of Lopac Slusks and, you know, Visquises and all sorts of... Mainly just all the Quarren names are disgusting. But even then, a lot of the human names are a little crazy, too. So I read this thing on Reddit, right? And it was like, oh, no two Star Wars names the same. But that's not true, though, is it? There's loads of Star Wars names that... Well, not loads, but there are a lot of characters that share the same names. I'm not just talking about, like, Ben Solo and Ben Kenobi. Like, those are... That's the same name. One was named after the other. But there are quite a lot of names that overlap. Especially if you play Battlefront 2. There were fucking loads of them. You know, I'm not expecting that this dude that we're about to execute is called Ark Bumpy Roos. Which is a real Star Wars name. You can look it up. And now I can't imagine there's certainly many Lopac Sluss kicking around. Sith Lord. You know what? Bet. Bet. Sith Lord these nuts. Pathetic. What a Sith Lord you are. And he's dead. This academy's crap, isn't it? What are you training? Freya's Warblade. Wow. It's from KOTOR 1. So that goes back to the academy proper. I guess we've got to speed run to the prison then. See if we can save her. Oh, a lab station. Oh, how useless at this stage of the game. Could make some advanced medkits, which to be fair, we might as well. They're not great, but it's the best we can make, and we might as well try and use them. Stimulants. I do love some stimulants. Hyperadrenal strength. Battle stimulants. Let's take a couple of those. Mines and grenades we don't need. I'm going to chuck so many thermal detonators at Traya. Or Darth Traya. You can't even begin to believe it. Malachor door. You could have just called it the Malach door. I love this. Is this a reference to Jedi Knight 2? Look. This guy's wearing exactly the same armor the Reborn's wearing, Jedi Knight. I guess it just didn't go out of fashion in the last 4,000 years. How bizarre. I don't think I've ever really made a mental note of that before. How odd. It's Jamon Hogra's battle armor. No way. Jamon Hogra himself? What do you think that does, huh? I've very much doubt we're going to find anything of use at this point in the game, but never mind. Separate field armor, yep. Synagar warsuit, actually not bad. Electromesser armor, fine. Jamon Hogra's battle armor. Dex bonus of +2 with a defense bonus of 11 is insane. Immune to critical hits and strength +1. That's crazy. Falanar armor, again, very good. Damage bonus, defense bonus of 11 and +4 is kind of nuts. I doubt we're going to be able to use half this stuff in our backpack now. Hello, Sith Marauder. Why don't you maraud one of these? Would you consider this min-maxed? I haven't really min-maxed it. I've just kind of maxed it, you know? We dumped everything into wisdom from day one, and now we are... Oh, it's those evil Sith troopers from the last Star Wars movie. You know they're evil because they wear red. Oh, God. Don't make me remember that. Oh, God. The more I think about it, just the worse it is. It leaves such a bitter taste in the mouth, doesn't it? In terms of, like, filmmaking, in terms of, like, it being a movie, it sure was. It was indeed a movie. Can I make upgrades as you, like armor upgrades, buy restorative underlays? Nah, there's not really much point, is there? Oh, we could check the lightsaber crystals, because we don't need any skills for that. Upgrade items. Let's have a look, then. Let's have a look at our beefy, hoofy lightsabers. Lightsaber equipped. Okay. Beef Hoof crystal. Obviously, I would never swap that out in 1,000 years. Kasha gives +2. The Barabor ingot gives 2 to 16 fire. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, but not what we need. I'm after wisdom. God damn, that's good as well. The Solari crystal. Oh, it's light Jedi only, I remember. The peeler's great. Obviously, we've got cash already. Let's check the other lightsaber. Our blue one. We even swap out the crystal. Sion's cool, but like... Viridian? That's fun. No, I like what we've got, actually. Rusan, what does that do? +1 wisdom, +1 charisma. +1 attack, +2 wisdom. Have we got anything that gives higher wisdom? Or is that it? You kind of like 2 cash in the same thing, can you? No. That Baraboringa is really cool. Shouldn't be kind of anything with it. And I think yeah, I think we're good. Alright, moving on then. Is this the prison? This place is enormous. Is this the prison? Oh, it is. Hello, dead person. Electromesh armor. They've got a beam gem lens. No one? Handmaiden? Sorry, Brianna? Handmaiden? Life support pack. Clearly didn't work, did it? In here. My good friend Valen Dreth. No, don't say that. You're going to die in here, Imperial. You're going to die. What's that? The guards are coming for you. You know it. I don't need to do the rest. I could. I'm not going to. Okay, maybe she's in here. You got a big old prison. It's a pretty shit academy you're running. You're not really doing good for discipline, are you? If you've got a prison, maybe that's why they're doing good for discipline, because they've got such a massive prison. Ah, very good. You got to think about these things. Brianna, is this her? Who is it? Atten? Baedor? Don't be Baedor. Oh god, Atten. Not like this. No. The corpse holds a powerful lightsaber crystal made from the emanations of a dying Jedi. Oh my god. Hurricane. Spelled Hurrikane. Hurricane. And that's it. Oh, should we see what the hurricane crystal does? Now we see where you left me a workbench. Where was it? It was back here, right? Hurricane crystal. Upgrade items, please, by all means. Hurricane. Does 1 to 8 unstoppable. The dark gemstone creates a devastating beam that can partially penetrate any defenses. Damn. That's right, Beef already can partially penetrate any defenses with his persuade skill. Right, where are we? Okay, says the prison's out. We're going to go back up here, 360. Head back. There's a bunch of remains on the floor. I think I just walked past them. I'll be honest, I'm not going back for that. What are we going to get at this point in time, huh? Nothing of any value. Right, and then up this way then, I suppose. Oh, there's a dead end. Oh, wow. That goes back to the crescent. Or back... This is the crescent we're in now, I would assume. Hello, how are you all doing? Nice to see you. Take a few lightning bolts. See me in the morning. That might be the most damage we've ever taken. Jesus, great work. Can't be angry. Our force points are so goddamn high, you will never actually ever get this. Hello. Oh, Jesus. Is she going to be upset that I've killed all of her friends? All of her underlings? You will show them the greatest of respect, Lord Sion. This doesn't seem like the greatest of respect. Or maybe this is like how Sith show respect, by giving you a good challenge. By not holding back. But I mean, maybe that's how they treat just about anybody who came in here. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Right. Give me a little lightning. No, fire the lightning, Beef. Beef! God damn you. Don't get into a lightsaber fight. Jesus, man. You know you can't handle it. You're too weak. You're not strong enough for a lightsaber fight, Beef. You need to find a fight that uses weaker lightsabers. Hello? Gun Discharger. That's really great. I might actually swap to that. Why have they got... I don't know if this is one of the mods giving them like these terribly unimmersive item drops. Darth Malach's armor randomly on the floor. We just fought 3 Sith Lords simultaneously and walked away. It was impressive stuff. Cartho Nassi's lightsaber we found on the Ravager. Did I say lightsaber? You know I didn't mean that. Carth hasn't got the spirit for that type of thing. Cartho Nassi's blaster just lying on the floor. It's all very bizarre, isn't it? Hello, nice to see you. Is it better to scroll this way? Honestly, I kind of wish I hadn't picked so many powers, because it's a real pain in the ass scrolling through them all, especially when I don't use half of them. Oh. Oh dear. Hello there. And I mean, look. We could open up these fights with insanity. Then we wouldn't take any damage at all. But I'm good. I'm like good though. I think this needs to be a challenge for Beef. If we did that, they wouldn't land a single hit. Okay, so what's through here? Friends? You're not friends. Is that Sith Marauder and a Sith Lord? Now might be a good time for Crush. Stand your ground. Honestly, Beef, stand your ground. Some of these fights have been getting a little messy. It's these Sith Lords with their big lightsabers. Okay, where does this lead to then? Traya Academy. Back to the Traya Academy? What does this lead? Traya Academy, Traya Academy, Traya Academy, Traya Academy. So this just goes back to where we were. So all of this was just like for nothing? Just like a free area? Was that it? Is that the implication? Okay. What's up here? Nothing. Dead end. How bizarre. Okay, we'll go through this door then. See where this takes us. But I want to pick the path, which is saving my friends. That's the whole plan. Hello, how you doing? Nice to see you. We're clearly back to where we were before, so it doesn't really matter that much. Probably should have just crushed this guy, but that's okay. Now's probably a good time to crush, if you don't mind. It's so silly, isn't it? They just keep walking into it. I just don't know what's wrong with them. I guess they're not trying to, like, actively kill us, though. Or maybe they are. I imagine Traya would be quite impressed if one of these random underlings killed the exile. That'd be a great way to curry favor, wouldn't it? Life support pack, thank you. Don't do that. Who do you think you are? Using lightning on me? I was born in the lightning, molded by it. Trying to see if there's anything outside that window. Okay, so that way was to the Traya's proving grounds. Shit. Maybe I should go back, because it looks as if there's quite a big room on the other side of this door. I don't want to miss anything. Traya's proving grounds. And then through here is what, exactly? I feel like that's the room where Darth Sion's going to be. So I'd like to back up, if you don't mind. Do a 360 walk away. We're going to go back to the rest of the academy and just make sure we're not missing anything. I want to make sure my friends are safe. And I mean, it's quite possible that Beef Hoof and the Handmaiden could be deeply in love, right? That's also very possible. There's no option for us to do that. Darth Malach's armor again. Again, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe it's one of these mods that adds the... it's one that adds, like, the KOTOR 1 items in. But I assumed it added it to a trader, which it's supposed to Adam Larp on Dantooine. But we did kill... Or Adam Larp leaves Dantooine when you side with the Republic, right? Okay, well, let's head to the Traya's Proving Ground and see what the hell that is. We can go all the way up and around and to the side. Boy, I hope this isn't a mistake. Oh, God, I hope I don't get them all killed. I'll be very sad, but you know what? If that's Beef Hoof's story, that's Beef Hoof's story. Then that would be a good excuse. This could be the prologue to Beef Hoof becoming pure evil big emperor man. Couldn't it? Wants to walk that line between being objectively an evil monster. Is that showing us remains on the floor? That's so funny. Wants to walk that line between a massive evil monster and also having that agency. Being a bit more nuanced and realize he can't do it. This is the lesson Traya was trying to teach him. Oh, God, that's fucking loud. We leveled up again. Hey, nice. We're not going to hit that level cap. Maybe level 30 was the cap. That might make more sense. I'm just going to upgrade Force Scream. Because I don't need any more powers on my power wheel. Too many. It seems like certain classes of enemies always drop items. Hello, how you doing? Nice to see you. Here. Just a little crush for you. Just a little crush for you today. Or maybe you can pursue the love thing. I don't remember. I thought that Vizas and the Handmaiden were both romanceable. Maybe that was it. Maybe that thing that we did was it, and it's a bit more subtle and understated. Or maybe it only works if you're light side. Who knows? Oh. Right, well, there we are. Thank you. Because I don't understand why they would offer you two separate paths. If not... If one way is like... Oh god, unless one way was the way to go to, you know, save your friends like Traya said at the end of yesterday. This is doing me a frighten. I love that we're hitting them through the walls though. Hang on. Oh, beef! We might be dead. Heal, 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 heal. Move away, move away, move away. Bloody hell, that was close. I mean, we are single-handedly ram-raiding a Sith Academy and fighting Sith Lords. It's these Marauders that do the most damage because they've got the big lightsaber skills, which is the one thing we're just simply not prepared for. Really just totally unprepared for. Should get into the habit of maybe armoring up before that. Blonk. That would help. Zosium rifle. Oh, it doesn't, like, physically manifest armor on you then. Okay, fair enough. Is this another prison? Oh my god. Maybe that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to find our friends. Oh! Oh my god. I just killed 100 people. Don't stop moving. Oh god, okay. Well, I suppose we're in now, aren't we? Maybe focus on the one that's actually dangerous. Go. That was messy. Okay, that's fine. These things happen. Just imagine Sion watching us on the monitors, you know, looking through the cameras at us. And all he can see is us just running around, looting all the bodies. Oh dear. Maybe we're not that impressive. Maybe we're not living up to the standards. Oh god, that's a lot of fellas. Did you just get the 4 of these people to randomly defend this workbench? Was that really necessary? You must not let the exile reach the workbench. It is of the highest importance. That is where I make my model trains. Got a lot of these Verpian shields, aren't we? Good god. If only I ever used a shield, maybe they'd actually be useful. There's just too much stuff on the interface. It's so inconvenient. Okay. Big room. Big empty room, huh? God, there's a lot of stuff, isn't there? West cells. Oh, these are more cells. Meditation chamber. Ooh. There's a turret. There's lots of turrets, in fact. Okay, let's go back to that meditation chamber. I'm curious what will be there. Be another one of those points where you can steep yourself in the dark side. Be nice to hit maximum dark side for that, I think. That'd be good. Okay. Let's go, I suppose, into here first. Well, hello. Sith Lord. It's a bold Sith Lord. Why does this guy look different? I have no idea. That might imply that he does more damage. He might be harder. Or he might do nothing and die. This is very power fantasy, okay? It's a bit unrealistic. The Jedi would have to be very powerful in the Force to achieve this. I did find her. This was what we were supposed to do. Oh my god. There he is. Mandalos and Handmaidalos. Is that both of them? Hello. Where's Atten? Where's Beadur? Locked. Control from nearby terminal. Locked. Locked. We get my friends now? Oh, I feel glad. I'm happy about this. If Beef Hoof had really learned Traya's lesson, he would learn that these people are people that are like more strings to his bow, right? She made so much emphasis on us drawing strength from them, how we build bonds, etc., etc., etc. Having a Mandalorian army kill party members, flood cells with poison gas. No, we're good. I'm saving the party members. Obviously, I'm saving the party members. Oh, you better not get light side points for that. If you give me light side points for not gassing my party members, I'm going to be very upset.
The Sith must be stopped. If they destroy the Jedi, the Republic will fall and my people will be eradicated or enslaved.
No, Mandalore. I need your expertise of Malachor to escort my team out of here. No, Mandalore. I need your expertise of Mandalore to help my friends leave this place.
I never went to the surface. Only the sky above it.
So you've never been here before?
The world is taboo to Mandalorians. We only came here when the Republic fleet gathered and we knew it was our only chance to stop them.
Ah, you're here now and I need you to get everyone to safety. Are you here now, but I need to face... No, get everyone to safety. I'm loyal to my friends.
I can't say I'm happy to be back here, but I believe we can do what must be done.
Go. Get to safety. We better not get light side points for that. Otherwise I'm going to be pissed. You know what? No. If we get light side points for that, I accept it. I accept it. Kraya's like, oh, you'll be weaker for it. Why? Because I told him to run away? She's a ridiculous lady. Okay, so there's nothing in the meditation chamber then. We went. Did I not go through all of the west cells? Because it seems like the map wasn't totally cleared off there. So let's just triple check. Triple check, you know? Oh, I didn't come in here. Oh, bizarre. Okay. Oh, is it going to be more of my friends? Is it maybe Atten's here? I was going to say Vizas, but... No. No, sadly not. Okay, it's all a dead end. Okay. Very dead end for Vizas. Right, let's get going. She might deserve better. She might. I'm sure there are going to be some people that get around to watching that and aren't happy with my decision, but you know what? It uncomplicated things, didn't it, for Beef Hoof's personal life. That's a lot of Jedi. Get blasted. Sith Lord, get blasted. Amazing. God, that music's over the top, isn't it? Sorry, I was... Is it right on cue? I was waiting for the last sting to kick in so that I could say, well, that's really over the top, and then it drowned me out by playing more musical stings. That is so good. Big fan. Okay. And this will probably lead us back to that big chamber that we saw before that I ignored. Because I think that's probably Sion himself. Get him blasted. Get him blasted. Well, I get the feeling we're fighting someone else through that wall. Let's throw up the armor again. I'm not sure how well we will face against Sion and maybe against Darth Traya. If we fight Darth Traya, of course. Who knows if we will. Right, let's take all of that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know if we've really... If we could say solidly that we know what her philosophy still is. I'm hoping during our final fight we can... kind of get to grips with that and cover it all. Because she has a very interesting philosophy. There's that very famous video that's like... I've watched it a couple of times. It's like 3 or 4 hours long. It's on YouTube, and it's just called like The Philosophy of Traya or something like that. It's very interesting. Highly recommend you watch it after this. When I first saw it, I was like, oh my god, I'm not watching that. It's 4 hours long. It's talking about characters of KOTOR 2. And then I watched it, and I was like, you know what? I can put aside 4 hours. This was years and years ago. I haven't watched it recently, but... And here we are. I think this is back to that chamber that we saw before. Okay. Sith Assassins. We should really heal up first. I'm going to hit him with the Insanity. I hope to God. The only thing I want to do in this game to make it a success is to cast Insanity on Traya. If we can do that... If we can do that and manipulate the manipulator, have her gaslit and questioning herself, wouldn't that be just like the ultimate flex? We don't even need to defeat her in combat. She can slice us to pieces at that point. Who cares? Just having her go a little bit insane and question herself briefly would be so damn good. Oh, so this was the chamber that I was ignoring, right? Oh, no, this isn't it. This is a Sith dining room. They're all so extra, aren't they? How much do you think this place would cost? It's bloody fortune. But look at this. Coving alone must cost thousands. Jesus. How do they afford this? What do they do for a living? Well, I mean, terrorize the galaxy for the most part. This is the room.
So you've come to die like the Jedi before you. This planet is a graveyard for your kind. She thinks you should be spared, but only so you might suffer. You will break. And when you do, you will die. Why she would bother with one such as you is something I will never understand.
He's a bit of a blockhead, isn't he, Sion? Your master is using you. Oh, manipulate. Manipulate. Always manipulate. Traya values me as a teacher values a student. Your master is using you. She hopes I will kill you here as a test of my strength.
Then it shall be proof that you're not the one she seeks. and she shall accept my loyalty again.
She has already abandoned you, Sion. You know it. You betrayed her once and failed. She has no use for you. Persuade.
You
Nice.
are wrong.
Yes.
I have come farther than any of her apprentices since Revan, even you, and I am stronger for it.
I can hear it in your voice. You know she's finished with you. Join me, Sion. Together we can defeat her. Oh, if we could take him as our apprentice, that would be a flex, wouldn't it?
You seek to erode my will. You will not succeed.
Hey, it's the meme. You seek to erode my will, you will not succeed. You've eroded Sion's will. Ah.
I am ready for you, exile. I have waited years to see the last of the Jedi fall before me. Only one may serve my master.
That one eye of yours is still working, right? Does he look like a fucking Jedi to you? I mean, he looks like a Jedi going to a rave, I suppose. Can't really see much of his filthy, disgusting face at this point. Go insane. And then crush his bones. Crush his bones. Oh, die. Die.
Now you realize the true power of the dark
Are
side.
you joking?
As long as the dark places of this world flow through the cracks of my flesh, I cannot be killed.
Hey, big man. You want something else to flow through the cracks of your flesh? This part was never about flesh, it was about belief. Tell yourself that 100 times, but I'll strike you down 100 times. Yes, do it. I mean, I'm just going to do it again until we eventually drive him insane. Boom. Insanity for you. Crush his bones. Clearly, he, is a guy who's had a bit of an external makeover, so we'll give him an internal makeover. Crush his bones.
You're strong. Perhaps she was correct about you. But you cannot kill me. She knows this.
She's chosen me because I gave up the Force and you could not let go and you will understand. She's already chosen Sion. She's only using you to test me. You may not die, but she has no use for one who betrayed her. She's only using you to test me, yes.
Should you die, then she will have no choice but to accept me at her side. My training shall be complete, as was intended.
Right, but if you kill Beef, surely she dies. Does he not know that? She broke you once and she will break you again.
You intend to make me doubt her, doubt myself. This is not a battle of words, exile. It is one of blood.
Sion. Oh! You've eroded Sion's will. Yes. Yes. Keep going. Keep going. I'm going to hit him with the same thing over and over and over. This is the Dormammu I've come to bargain moment of Beef's career. Every time we do this, he gets further and further away. The next cutscene is going to be Beef going, what? What are you...
You will not pass.
Okay, Gandalf. Sion, even if you should beat me, Traya is marked for death. You know this. I cannot be beaten. Serve me and I shall spare you.
I still have the power to stop you. The Force runs strong through the screaming canyons of Malachor. I can die 100 times, exile, and still I will rise again as strong as before.
Oh, God. This man, he just won't... Good jump. Really good jump. He did no damage, but I mean, it was impressive. We caught him in insanity mid in the air. Oh, this is so sad. This is so sad. Just die.
I will not fall. I cannot die.
You have fallen. And you are dead. You must admit it. Get up, Sith Lord, and I'll prove to you that you can die.
Why? Why did she choose you? What makes you able to defeat me? Defeat me here?
It's simple. As she did, I was forced to survive without the Force. That is what she respects. The place is not what matters, it's the man. Giving up the Force when against strength would be impossible otherwise. Ooh. I like that.
It is not possible to walk away from such things unscarred. To keep living when the universe dies around you.
To face death and keep standing, it leaves scars, but it leaves room to heal. It's difficult, yes, but in making such decisions is what strength is.
The Force is who I am. The dark side fills me. It is what I am.
And Traya hates the Force even as she wields it. If the Force is what you are, then you are what she despises. Ooh, that's a bit of a hint to her ideology at long last, yeah. It's the truth, Sion, you feel it. Let go, it's not such a terrible thing. I've beaten you, admit it, finally, and surrender. What? No, break his mind. What kind of life have you lived with the Force flowing through you? Was it worth living?
It was not. No matter how many I killed, there was no end to the pain. The blades the Force tore through my flesh. Traya, she will try to break you, to teach you how far someone can fall. Her weakness is you. She has done all this, all of it, for you. I am glad to leave this place, at last.
And there you go. Sion is dead. Sion is dead. Got another sapphire. That's good. We got robes that he clearly was not wearing. Just gonna... And that's it. The end of Darth Sion. Where does this go then? What the hell? Mr. Door? Where does this go? How odd. How did I miss that? Went up through... Oh no, this is just the other way. I just didn't go to the top of the dining room. I see. And now it's finally time, isn't it? It all comes down to this. The Traya core. Is that her? Right there. Granny. Grandma. Here it is.
At last you have arrived. Is Malachor as you remember?
Come to kill you, Traya. There's much I must ask you.
You no doubt have many questions. I would be a poor teacher if I did not give you the answers you seek here now.
Why did you destroy Atris?
I never destroyed Atris. She had destroyed herself. I merely stripped away the illusion and brought her truth. Her teachings could not be allowed to continue, and like Malachor, she was part of your past, unresolved. She needed to be something you could confront and defeat one last time. It was part of your training, part of what was needed to make you complete. And there must always be a Darth Traya. The galaxy needs its betrayers, especially in the times to come. She loved you, you know, as one loves a champion. You were all that she could not be.
Because she had that dark side, that evil inside her, right? So I think she had a big respect for Beef for going off and fighting the Mandalorian Wars. She never mentioned such feelings, sure.
Yes. It is all that is left unsaid upon which tragedies are built. More echoes traveling through the Force.
Why have you done this?
It is said that the Force has a will. It has a destiny for us all. I wield it, but it uses us all, and that is abhorrent to me.
There it is.
Because I hate the Force. I hate that it seems to have a will, that it would control us to achieve some measure of balance when countless lives are lost. But in you, I see the potential to see the Force die, to turn away from its will, and that is what pleases me. You are beautiful to me, Exile. A dead spot in the Force, an emptiness in which its will might be denied.
If you hate the Force, why do you use it?
I use it as I would use a poison, and in the hopes of understanding it, I will learn the way to kill it. But perhaps these are the excuses of an old woman who has grown to rely on a thing she despises.
Okay. Why you were manipulating me all along? I suppose we can ask that. It's not a question, though.
Yes, always. From the moment you awoke, I have used you. I have used you so that you might become strong, stronger than I. I used your death to deceive the Sith, to make them believe they had won, so they would turn on each other.
You mean to get revenge on Sion and the others?
I used you to keep the Lords of the Sith from condemning the galaxy to death with their power unchecked. I used you to lure them to Telos, where they could be at last fought and killed. I used you to reveal Atris's corruption so that her teaching could be ended before it began. I used you to gather the Jedi so they could be destroyed, and I used you to make those who wounded me reveal themselves so they could be killed by the Republic.
Interesting. So she's not, again, she's not purely Sith. She's not, certainly not Jedi. She was just out to kill anybody using the Force at all. Why me? Well, we know why, but we'll ask it anyway.
Perhaps you were expecting some surprise. For me to reveal a secret that had eluded you, something that would change your perspective of events, shatter you to your core. There is no great revelation, no great secret. There is only you.
But there are other Jedi you could have chosen. Well, we know that's not true, but again, we'll ask it just to get her answer.
No, there were not. In times past and in times future, there are Jedi who will stop listening to the Force, those that will try to forget it, but maintain unconscious ties, and those, as in the past, just as I, who have had the Force stripped from them. But no Jedi ever made the choice you did, to sever ties so completely, so utterly, that it leaves a wound in the Force. It was a mistake to try to make you feel it again, I see that now. There is no truth in the Force. But there is truth in you, Exile, and that is why I chose you.
What happens now?
The apprentice must kill the master. If you do not, I will kill you. If I do not, then all you have achieved will be as nothing, as empty and as violent as Malachor itself.
Then let us end this. I suppose it's the only real option there I like. Darth Traya. We hit her with the insanity. If this works, we celebrate. Yeah! It did not. It just made us scream. Try again. She might have just saved it. No, she's too good. She's too big brain. Crush her. Because if this is a lightsaber fight, Beef... Ooh, minor damage. She saved it, but she took half damage. Try it again. We can just keep crushing her. Because if it's a lightsaber fight, Beef's just going to get destroyed. Do one of those. Follow up with a heal while she's down. Good shit. And let's just do that. This is still a boss fight. Let's not piss around. Do one of those. Follow up with that. And then I would like to use a little bit of, I think, Force Armor. Should have probably hit her with the Crush first, but that's okay. We can rinse and repeat. This is okay. Nice. Crush her again. We should get that in before she does an attack round. There we go. Oh! Healing off of us. Oh, she drained our Force powers. Now, that could be very problematic if she gets... Oh, we did hit her with a big Crush then. Nice. Keep going, keep going. This is probably very upsetting to her, to see us use exclusively the Force powers to crush her dead. She's sucking the Force out of us. This could be a problem if she gets us down low enough that we can't fight back. Yield, Traya. You need not die. Do not need your teaching anymore. I've defeated you both in mind and body. You ready to die, old woman? Or and so the master falls. What do you think? I don't like any of these options. I don't like any of them. Just because, I guess the second one. Don't need your teaching anymore.
Then finish this. Kill me. Strike me down. And at last, end
This
this.
is what she wants you to do, Beef. Then prepare yourself. I shall make this quick.
Good. You have strength. But you have yet to learn the full extent of power.
Oh god. She has magic lightsabers. She has 3 magic lightsabers. Crush them. Crush them, Beef. Okay. This is very scary. Because we've got to do this fast. Maybe we alternate between the sabers? Okay, just keep them stunned. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, we need a heal. We need a heal. But the problem is there's fucking 3 of them. We're not going to out-heal the damage. Oh! Stop. Kill that one. Heal. Nice. 1 down. Nice. Good heal. Right, which one's the lower health? They're both pretty much exactly the same. Don't use that auto attack. Do that. I think we just have to keep alternating. Crush and heal. Crush and heal. This might have been a great place for the lightning, actually. In fact, this might be a much better place for the lightning. Let's try it. Go. Oh, we can hit Traya with that as well. Interesting. Ooh, we need a heal. Go. That one's like not attacking. I think we've somehow killed it dead in its tracks. Now we'll switch back to that single target crush. This was pretty easy. I remember this fight being brutal. But I guess when you've built Beef.
It is done. At last,
in such a way.
Done. You are greater than any I have ever trained.
Oh.
By killing me here, you have rewarded me more than you can possibly know.
You're welcome. Proud words. Now die, old woman. No, that's very disrespectful. I've defeated you. You're no longer my master. My path is my own.
It is your choice. I had hoped you would follow Revan's path, but you and Revan are different, and your path is your own. You may take one of the ships that orbit Malachor and depart this place, or you may remain here on Malachor and wait for the others, those touched by the Force, who will come in time. Or you may return to your exile, where your presence will no longer affect the actions of others. There is no dishonor in any of these choices. I only ask that you make the choice without regret.
Well, follow Revan as I did a decade ago. I no longer want to be here. What of my friends? You spoke of the future. I will choose later, but for now, rest, Traya. Your time in this place is over. So, canonically, following Revan is what happens, is what the Jedi Exile does, again, in the kind of canon story, in the run-up to the Old Republic, the MMO. I guess I'll take it. Sure.
Very well. There is nothing holding you here. Not any longer.
Okay. You spoke of the future?
Many things do I see as I gaze here from the heart of Malachor. This place channels such energies. If it matters to you at this last moment, I shall look into the future and tell you of what I see. It is my last gift to you, from one exile to another.
Let the future rest. It will come in time. Yes, agreed.
Ah, yes. There is truth in what you say.
And there you go. The core of this planet shall be your grave. And he just picks her up and chucks her over the edge, much like Darth Vader did to Palpatine.
You are leaving? I would come with you, if you will allow it.
I'm afraid not. You cannot come with me. I need someone to stay here at the edge of known space and show others the way. I require you to stay here at the Traya's core and train others. Where I go, I cannot take anyone I care for. You must remain, for others will come. We can't say yes. Let's go for the bottom one, then.
Others? What do you mean?
Others will come, and you must train them until they are ready to pass on to the next war. Traya spoke of Revan and another war that waits beyond the Outer Rim. You must gather forces here and wait. I need someone to show them the way, as Traya showed me the way.
I shall do as you ask. I shall train others who will follow. When will you return?
Never. Sadly. Spoilers, but that is the
Need
canon
any company?
ending.
I'm not doing anything. Besides, if I'm not around to bail you out of trouble, who knows what could happen. All right, then. Where are we going again? I mean, because last time we were heading towards this mining colony on the edge of space, and there was this Sith Lord, and...
And Atin goes with him. How bizarre. So what, Handmaiden now stays behind and runs the academy on Malachor? Bizarre. I will admit, I was kind of hoping... I don't know, I was kind of hoping that he would get onto the Ebon Hawk and fly off and then we'd still destroy Malachor. That might have been a more solid ending, but that's interesting. That's certainly, I haven't seen this ending before. You leave the academy, but you don't destroy the academy. You just leave it there. And we leave Handmaiden behind. And there it is. The end. Oh, I hope this isn't copyrighted. Here you are. All the people that contributed to the Sith Lord's restored content mod. It was modification made by the following: the Battle for Telos, finesse icons fixed, lots of useful stuff. I didn't realize it had so much kind of other stuff thrown in at the same time. Voice acting for Usagi. Usagi... Oh, for KV. KV was the person in the Jedi Academy, right? On Dantooine. So all our translators and everything else. So I'm just going to skip over that in case it is copyrighted. So, where do we even begin? There's so much to talk about there. I hadn't seen that ending before, where you don't stay at the academy, where you leave, and Atten apparently goes with you. I've never seen that, so that's really fascinating. Not the canon ending. I think the canon ending is, of course, the character is called Mitra Surik, if you want to look her up on the, she's supposed to be canonically a lady. But yeah, no, the canon ending, I think, is, you destroy the academy, and then fly off to go find Revan. So that's still basically what happened with us. You don't leave anyone behind. It's almost kind of depressing in a way that was just like, yeah, stay here on this barren planet by yourself and live your life. It's a bit upsetting for poor sweet handmaiden. I don't know who this guy is. Beef? Why is he stood there like that? I don't know why he hasn't got the dark side applied to him, but never mind. Because on this screen, so this is kind of a cool Easter egg. Sorry to change subject so abruptly. On this screen, it will show the Sith Lord that's most relevant to the story at the time. So you get Sion at the start, you get Nihilus kind of midway through. You get Atris for a brief moment. If you kind of save and reload between all of that stuff, you see Atris there, which is cool. And then Traya, and then, of course, now you see Beefy Hoofman. So, yeah, that ending was very bizarre, and there was a couple of things that could have gone differently. If you don't beat Sion with Atten, Atten is basically tortured by Sion to death and ends up looking like Sion, basically. He gets, like, the one eye and all his hair's gone and he's all cracked on his face and whatever. And then during that last bit of the game, you just see him and he's just, like, dead on the floor. And he's like, oh, and then gives this big speech about how he failed or whatever else, and how he deserves it and that type of thing. So there's a couple of things I want to talk about, right? Obviously, you've got the philosophy of Traya, which is, again, I'm not going to go into this. Go find that video, because this is like, I only remember very kind of brief bits of it, and obviously what we've just found out there. So all along, she hates the Force. She was never really a Sith, though you could argue she's very much Sith in that she's got this kind of nihilistic philosophy of annihilation, right? In that she wants to totally destroy the Force. She wants free will for everyone at any cost, which is a bit of a... It's very much a Sith Lord mindset, this Sith Lord philosophy, when you consider the Sith code, and it's all about breaking your trains and being free. So you could argue that she always was kind of Darth Traya in that regard, and probably always will be more so than a Jedi. But yeah, she's a very fascinating character, and it was all a manipulation all the way along. And if you play through the game a second time, you start to pick up on these things as you go through. And the story of Beef Hoof, right, is just somebody who had that natural talent to build connections, Force bonds very, very easily, which are a thing in canon and, of course, have been expanded on in the expanded universe quite a lot. Obviously, Force bonds are a thing in the sequel films between, what's his name, Kylo Ren and Rey Skywalker. Oh, don't. Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, that was obviously a Force bond, so that's obviously a canonical thing. And this character was just very good at it, and then Malachor V happens. Shitloads of people die because Beodor crushes the planet after you give the order, and then all of those echoes, all of those Force bonds break at once and rip you out of the Force, and that's what Traya saw in you, was that ability to potentially sever everyone from the Force, to potentially destroy the galaxy, send that echo back through and kill everyone. I think was kind of our ultimate game plan. Whether or not that did or didn't work, and I think no matter what, as well, a lot of people were asking this on Dantooine, there's, no matter the option you choose, Traya will say, you know, you have failed me, totally and utterly, or a disappointment or whatever. I think that always happens no matter what, whether you're light side, dark side, neutral, doesn't matter. So even though her plan might have been, you know, destroy the Force with Beef Hoof, I guess that's just the story they wanted to tell instead, right? Where she realizes that she can't do that, I suppose, and instead is just all about Beefy Hoofster himself. So the other thing I wanted to talk about briefly was this kind of fan theory, which is pretty cool. And there are a couple of moments I said during the playthrough, like, remember this bit. And that is Traya's, like, true identity. Now, this has been, like, a big subject of debate. It's kind of debatably canon, depending on how you interpret certain things. There are certain things in the files that imply this, but there are also, again, because so much of this game is cut content and was left on the kind of director's floor and stuff like that, it's really hard to say what is and is not intended. So that is the identity of Traya being Aaron Kai, which is the Jedi that we were told about was Handmaiden's mother, who fell in love with Usanis, the Achani general, who died on Malachor. All of those things kind of, I think, are hints, especially towards that, of Traya actually being Aaron Kai. On the surface, etymologically, right, you look at her Jedi name, she would have been Aaron Kai as part of the Jedi. She was the Jedi Archiver on Coruscant, I think. Same as, you know, the old lady from the movies. If it's not in the archives, that's the role of the Jedi Archivist. Jocasta Nu is her name. Yeah, but if you remember, so that would have been kind of her life. Dying on Malachor, you can interpret as purely metaphorical. She might have very literally died on Malachor to be reborn as Darth Traya. That's a common trope used across Star Wars, you know. Oh, Darth Vader didn't kill your father, or Darth Vader killed your father, or whatever. Whatever it is he says in A New Hope is an example of that, right? So I think it's very possible that and I think, I believe it personally, that Aaron Kai was always intended to be Traya. And again, etymologically, when you consider she was Aaron Kai, she became Darth Traya. And when you combine them, kind of the syllables in there, you get Traya, which is her neutral old woman appearance. What you might also notice is none of the Jedi in the game call her Traya. When they see her, they refer to her as you, or the old woman, or her. They never say Traya. And Atris even specifically, and this is the thing I pointed out a few episodes ago, is when you say, you know, where did Traya go? Atris immediately says, that is not her name. So clearly she's concealing her identity. The only things that kind of, in my mind, don't really support that theory too much is the kind of her reaction to the handmaiden. Because if that is her daughter, which again could be implied, oh, and that's the other thing as well, where Traya's like just talking about Aaron Kai, and she says, oh, she was said to be very talented in the Force and beautiful. Depending on how you interpret that, but obviously, was the voice actor told that they're the same character? Probably not. But the scriptwriter might have implied that. There was the ellipses before it to imply that maybe she was kind of waiting on her words a little bit there. I'm not sure. I don't think that's particularly much proof against it. Traya always works in kind of cryptics, right? But especially the way she talks about Handmaiden and doesn't really engage in the subject whatsoever. But simultaneously, I don't think that necessarily is a mark against it either, because she's all about, you know, feeling exiled from both the Jedi and the Sith, kind of walking that path between hating the Force, etc. Having a lot of regrets, being exiled is kind of the big driving force behind her character. So she's probably not someone that's particularly retrospective. She probably doesn't look into the past, and she probably wouldn't really talk too much with the Handmaiden either, right? Probably views it as just another mistake or something to that effect. But I personally believe the theory. I think it's pretty good. And then I think one of the most, though it doesn't really help in terms of like the writing, the way the game frames it, is one of the developers after the fact was, I think the actual quote they said, someone said, is Aaron Kai supposed to be Traya? They said, good catch, but I can't comment on it. So it's up to you to really decide it. I like the idea that she is. It all lines up very, very well. And I think a lot of stuff that doesn't line up well can be kind of hand-waved away, and I think it's good headcanon. And I think it makes, again, a lot of sense to explain why she was exiled and fell so far, and gives you this big speech on love and falling in love with the handmaiden or Vizas or whatever, and tries to discourage that type of thing. It's because she speaks from experience. And, you know, as she said, she saw herself in you, one exile to another, that type of thing. So I personally believe that. I think that's absolutely a theory that is interesting. Obviously, it will never be confirmed now. It will never be confirmed. It's one of those things that's always just going to be on the table, up for people to debate. They're never coming back to this game. They might do a remake. Maybe they'll slip in a line here and there. But I think that's certainly something that's just like totally down to you. Go and have a look. Go research it. I think it's interesting. Anyway, that's all for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords. Hope you enjoyed it. It's an incredibly well-written game. I think it holds up particularly well. Obviously, the character of Traya must have a sore back for carrying this entire game the entire time because it is janky. The cutscenes are terrible, both the in-game, you know, in-game rendered cutscenes and the, I mean, the cutscenes between the actual, like animatics are well done. It's just they haven't aged well, and obviously we're intended for a 480p or 240p display screen, so sadly, judging it through a modern lens, they don't look good at all. But yeah, no, it has aged well in a lot of regards, but hasn't aged well in others. It's still very playable, though, and I think that's the most important thing. It's a great experience, so give it a go. Play through the light side in your own time, because that's certainly what I'm about to do. And I shall see you all for the next series. Won't be starting tomorrow. I'm going to take some time off, because I'm running 3 series at once has been, very busy indeed, and I want to dedicate this time to a little bit of me time for at least a week or so, and then we'll probably be starting a new playthrough. I think next up on this channel is a game I've been promising for a very long time, and that's, of course, Fallout 4. I've been promising that for ages. I've got a fun idea for that. It's not just going to be, let's play Fallout 4. It's going to be weird, And it's going to be not really a challenge run, so much as a fun idea for it that you will see, featuring an old friend. We're not playing as the old friend, but they will be accompanying us for the journey. So, wait and see, is all I'll say. I'll see you all then. Goodbye, Beef Hoof. It's been a pleasure.